Hello, and welcome back to Kimmy. We'll continue with Felicity's surprise. Chapter 4 Gloom and Shadows. When Felicity awoke the next morning, the house seemed too quiet, especially after the jolly noises of the day before. Breakfast was very odd because Mother was not there. Mother is overtired, Father explained. She wore herself making Christmas merry for all of us. She needs to rest today, but she says she will be up and about tomorrow. The day passed slowly. A steady, stubborn rain fell. Felicity could remember a time when Mother had stayed in bed all day like this. Several times, Felicity opened the door and peered into the darkness of Mother's room. Surely she'll be better tomorrow, Felicity thought. She'll be well enough to sew my gown. The dance lesson is only 12 days away. But Mother was not better the next day, nor the day after that. In fact, she was much worse. Cough shook her frail body. She was burning with fever one minute and shivering with chills the next. Mr. Galt, the apothecary, came to see her. When he walked out of her room, he shook his head and frowned. She's very ill, Mr. Merriman, he said. She is worn down that she has no strength to fight the fever. She is struggling to breathe. I'm afraid it looks very bad. What can we do? Asked Mr. Merriman. Felicity had never seen him so worried. Someone must be with her all the time, both day and night, said Mr. Galt. Keep the fire in her room bright and warm. If she wakes, try to give her water or broth. I will leave some medicine for you to give her, too. But how long can she be this way? Asked Mr. Merriman. Can we do any more to help her? Mr. Galt paused on his way out the door. All we can do is hope and pray, he said. We must hope and pray and wait. From that moment, Felicity's life changed. It was as if she had walked out of the sunlight and into the land of gloom and shadows, where it was never bright, just gray all day long. The outside world did not exist. No holiday visitors came to call. Felicity's did not go to lessons at Miss Manderley's, or to Elizabeth's house, or to milliner's shop to visit the pretty doll. Felicity, who usually found it hard to sit still for more than 5 minutes, now took turns with her father and Rose, sitting next to her mother's bedside for hours and hours. She didn't want to be anywhere else. When her mother shook with chills, Felicity covered her with blankets. When Mother tossed and turned with fever, Felicity wiped her forehead with a cool cloth dyed in a lavender scent. Sometimes her mother woke, but she was too weak to speak. Felicity held a soup plate of broth to her mother's lips and gave her spoonfuls of it. Most of the time, her mother slept a troubled, uncomfortable, restless sleep. The days between Christmas and New Year's blurred into one long twilight. When Felicity thought about the dance lesson at the palace and the beautiful gown, none of it seemed to matter. There was only one thing Felicity wanted now. She wanted Mother to get well. On New Year's Day, Felicity sat next to her mother's bed listening to her faint breath. Happy New Year, Mother, she whispered. Her mother did not stir. A cold, fear filled Felicity. Her mother's face was white as the moon. When Mother was well, her hands were always busy, always moving, always making things or doing things for others. Now her hands lay still upon the blankets. Felicity lifted one of her mother's hands and held it to her own cheek. I won't let you die, she whispered. Felicity wished she could pour some of her own warmth and energy into her own mother. If only she could make Mother well. If there was only something she could do, but she was helpless. Felicity put her head down on the bedstead and cried. When Felicity came out of Mother's room, Father was waiting for her. You've been a great help caring for Mother, said Father. I have a New Year's Day present for you. He smiled as he handed Felicity a lumpy package wrapped in paper. Go on, he said. Open it. Felicity pulled out the paper and looked at her present. Her heart twisted. It was the pretty doll from the milliner's shop, dressed in the glorious blue gown, holding her pink bouquet. Seeing the doll made Felicity feel sad. It reminded her all that she was missing, but Felicity knew her father meant well. He had given her the doll out of love. She could not bear to let her father know his present made her unhappy. So she smiled as brightly as she could and then hugged her father. Thank you, Father, she said. It was very kind of you to get the doll for me. Thank you very much. Her father looked pleased. Go along now and play with the doll for a while, he said. I'll sit with Mother. You need a rest. Thank you, Father, she said again. Felicity carried the doll up to her room. She sat on the bed and held the doll at arm's length. Its happy expression seemed empty-headed and foolish to Felicity now. I was just as foolish as you, Felicity whispered to the doll. I thought of a lot of silly things were more important before Mother was sick. I know better now. She touched the doll's cool, silky gown, then hid the doll under her counterpane. She didn't want to see any more. Felicity, cried a familiar voice. It was Elizabeth. She rushed into the room. How are you? Oh, how I missed you. I do hope your mother's better. Look, I brought you a present. It's a blue silk cover to wear around your neck to the dance lesson at the palace. I will look fine with your gown. Felicity did not know what to say. She took the blue silk cord from Elizabeth with a sad smile. Why, Lissy, said Elizabeth, what's the matter? I can't go to the dance lesson at the palace, Felicity said dully. My gown cannot be finished in time, and even if it were finished, I wouldn't go. Father needs me to help take care of Mother. Besides, I couldn't possibly feel like dancing when Mother was ill. Lissy, Elizabeth said fiercely, you have to go. Your mother would want you to go. I don't want to go anymore, said Felicity. Elizabeth shook her head. You don't really mean that. Oh, I wish there was something I could do. No one could do anything, said Felicity. She pulled the doll out from the counterpane. Elizabeth gasped. That's a doll from the milliner's shop. Aye, said Felicity. My father just gave her to me. I want you to take her. It makes me sad to look at her. All it makes me do is feel foolish when I remember all the hopes I had. Felicity gazed at her friend. Elizabeth gazed at her friend. Her eyes were full of sorry understanding. At last she said slowly, Very well, Lissy, I'll take the doll, but I'll keep it for a while. But I don't want you to forget your hopes. Remember what your father said. Christmas is the time for hopes to come true. I can only hope now, said Felicity, that his mother will get well. As the long, sad days and nights of the next week passed, it seems like the rain would never stop. Water dripped off the roof and muddied the ground. Bare, rain-wet branches scratched their fingers against the windows. Felicity was glad the doll was gone. She didn't want to think about the dance lesson. She never wanted to look at her own finished gown. She knew it would only make her unhappy. Mother did not get better. When Felicity was not caring for Mother, she played with Nan and William. It was hard to keep them amused when they were trapped inside every day. But they all liked to play with the ark. They never got tired of putting the animals in the ark, 2 by 2. It feels as if we've had rain for 40 days and 40 nights, just as in Noah's story, Felicity said one day. Lissy, said Nan, God told Noah to gather his family and save 2 of every animal. What happens to the animals and people now Noah couldn't fit on the ark? Well, the earth was covered in water, answered Felicity, so I suppose they drowned. What's drowned? Asked William. It's when you're all covered with water and you can't breathe and so you die, said Nan. And when you die, that means you go away to heaven forever and never come back. Isn't that right, Lissy? Yes, said Felicity. Is Mother going to die and go away and never come back? Asked William. No, said Felicity fiercely. She took William on her lap to comfort him. No, she said again, more gently. Mother won't die. She will be well again. The rain will stop. All will be fine, just as it was in Noah's story, remember? The rain finally stopped. Noah sent a bird out of the ark. The bird came back with a sprig of leaves in its mouth, so Noah knew there somewhere there was land. Felicity broke a little holly leaf off one of the garlands her mother had made. It was stiff and dry, but it was still green. She gave the leaf to William. Just think how happy Noah must have been to see a green leaf like this, she said. The leaf showed him everything would be all right. It gave him hope. Nan and William looked at Felicity trustingly. They need me to be brave, she thought, so she grinned. Put that leaf in our ark, William, she said. Then our Noah will be happy too. William lifted the roof of the ark and put the leaf inside. Felicity looked around the parlor. Most of the Christmas decorations were growing dry and brown. I know what to do, she said. We must pull down all these dying decorations. We'll make new decorations that are fresh and green. That way when Mother wakes up, the house will be lit cheery. We'll make some New Year's magic for her mother. Won't that be fine? Yes, said Nan and William, excited for the first time in a long while. Good, said Felicity. She put a little brittle sprig of holly off one of the windows and tossed it in the fire. Let's begin. And that's the end of that chapter. See you later.